Hello, and welcome to the first of a series of webinars that we're going to produce that will be available live here on Google Hangouts, as well as in the past on our Facebook page and on our website as well. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Roman Basie. I'm an attorney at law. I'm also a real estate broker. I also am a licensed title insurance agent and a licensed real estate broker. Today's webinar is about our firm, the past, the present, the future. And really what we want to talk about today is what we can offer you. You may be a broker across the country, as we work with many brokers. You may be a small business owner. You may be an employee, or you may just be an individual looking for tax planning advice or succession planning advice or estate planning advice. So the purpose of today's webinar is to give you a little history of what we used to do, what we're doing now, and what we will be doing in the future as a firm to help you. The future webinars will be educational in nature. They will teach you something of relevant value each time. And just as a plug, our next webinar will be on the new rules for salaried employees that are going into effect at the very end of this year. And that will affect a large amount of employers across the United States and will affect employees as well. And when we give you the educational webinar, it won't just be the basic facts of the education. We're hoping that we'll throw in some case law that we see, or some IRS revenue regulations that we may see come across. So we'll try to give you those nuggets of information as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now so you'll be able to see our slides. So you should be looking at the very first slide, which says the center, past, present, and future. So again, our past, this is meant to be an introduction to our firm, and subsequent hangouts here will be educational. As you can see, our company was first incorporated on May 19th, 1982, and we've been in practice ever since then. We have attorneys here, and we also have CPAs, and we really specialize in helping the privately held business across the United States, whether it be a small mom and pop operation, to siblings that are operating it, to friends that are operating it, all the way up to larger corporations in general. And if you see there, my father started this, and back in 1982, he started the company, and he gave his very first speech on inventory methods. And from there, it's blossomed. Of course, in the past, we only had one associate. We had an attorney and we had a CPA. We're now up to 5 attorneys. We have 2 CPAs on staff, a number of support accounting staff. We have a total approximate employees of about 16 to 20 at any given time. A lot of people ask me, are you too big for us, Roman? Are you too big to handle a small transaction in nature? And hopefully that gives you a little bit of understanding of our size, so that you understand, no, we're not too big to handle a small transaction, and we're not too small to handle some of the larger transactions. Through the years, we've added more associates and we've added more services. Our corporate headquarters are located in Marion, Illinois, right across from a regional airport. And one of the things you may see on some of my credentials is I am a licensed pilot. So of course, I like that we are located directly across from the Marion Regional Airport. We do have a satellite office in Florida, Arizona, and New York as well, although we mainly operate out of our Illinois and our Florida locations. Currently, what's the status of our company? I was named the president approximately 2 years ago. So please know, when you are dealing with me, if you're dealing with me on a case, if you're dealing with one of our associates on the case, that I am the president of the company, and I'm directing our attorneys, our CPAs, and our support staff as well. As I said, currently, everything is geared towards closely held businesses. So what do we do? Today's lecture is to tell you what we do for you, what we can do for you, what we can do for your clients, or however that may help you. So one of our biggest features, in fact, I just got a call a few minutes ago from a franchisor, a global franchisor, one of the largest franchisors in the world. One of their directors just called me asking me, do we value companies and can we value one of their franchisees? Haven't even had a chance to call him back yet. Yes, one of our core competencies here in our law firm and our accounting firm is that we value companies. We value privately held companies across the United States. We've even been involved in some valuations across country borders as well. That's our bread and butter. That's one of our core competencies. If you're listening here and you haven't heard the term valuation of a business, it's an appraisal. It's identical to an appraisal of real estate. We appraise the business and tell someone what their company is worth. An offshoot of that, we do a lot of tax returns, both individual and corporate. And a lot of people don't know that. They tell me, Roman, we never knew you did tax returns. We do financial and legal planning, and we do all the elements of that. So whether it be a 1040 for an individual or an 1120 for a C corporation or an 1120S for an S corporation, or if you have a partnership or if you have a limited liability company, we can do the planning for those companies and we can do the tax returns as well. Business succession, another real core competency. We write succession plans for family and closely held corporations. And closely held typically means a limitation on the number of shareholders. I think the largest one that I've seen us do in the last 10 years, we worked with a company with about 150 shareholders. We still work with them to this day. But for the most part, it's much smaller, closely held families. We do the business succession. We help them transfer the company, whether it be to a key employee, whether it be to a family member, whether it helped them to sell on the market, and whether we use the assistance of a business broker across the country, as we utilize many of them. We help them with their business succession, and we write succession plans. So if someone comes to you and says, well, I own a company or I'm helping sell a company and the owners don't know what they want to do with it, they don't know if they have estate plans, they don't know if they have real estate plans, they don't know what their companies are, we can help put it all together in a very succinct written plan. And then because of who we are, attorneys, CPAs, real estate brokers, we can actually implement those parts of the plan. And we do have a real estate practice. Because of my background in real estate, I am a broker in the state of Illinois. I am a sales agent in the state of Florida. We do also have a pretty substantial real estate practice. We do closings, we do contracts. I'm a licensed title insurance agent in the state of Illinois. So I write a lot of title insurance policies in the state of Illinois, both residential and commercial. If you're up in the Chicago area or you're close to the St. Louis area and you have title insurance work on commercial transactions, again, more of a one-stop shop right here. We can provide title insurance for some of those transactions. Currently, also, what are we working on? Mergers and acquisitions. If you go to our website, we list the valuations that we do for the year, and we list the mergers and acquisitions that we do for the year. Of course, that information is it's not necessarily public knowledge, so we do not disclose the private details of those transactions. But if you want to see a list of the industries that we're working on and the dollar figure within those industries of what we work when we do help buy and sell a company or transfer a company, those are listed on our website. In the 2015 calendar year, we assisted in over $51 million worth of transactions alone, let alone the business valuations that we do. We also handle some collectional issues for companies. If you are a company and you have collections issues, if you're operating in a state that we're licensed in, or if we have co-counsel in that state, we are able to help with a collection process with the customers. We handle a multitude of IRS issues, whether it's collectional issues, whether it's tax owed issues, whether it's penalty issues, whether it's innocent spouse relief issues. Because of our experience and expertise in the tax industry, we do handle a lot of offering compromises, installment agreements, things of that nature. So if it's an IRS issue, if it's tax related, you can look to us to help there as well. One of the biggest growing areas of our practice is the patent and trademark law area. We are actively involved in 2 federal court cases, one which is in federal court on a trademark dispute, and one which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office as well in a trademark dispute. We're becoming very adept at handling those matters for small businesses as they become much more relevant in today's economy. If you don't think your name of your company needs to be trademarked or a particular slogan, you are sorely mistaken. In today's internet era, it is becoming very easy to find out if someone is using your corporate name or your corporate slogan, and it becomes very easy to try to stop them if they're not registered. And that's what we're seeing, and we've become very involved in the trademark and patent area of law in the United States. Here's just a snippet of some of the publications that we're in. We write articles. One of my tax research attorneys who's been with me from the very beginning, he and I have worked side by side now for about 18 years, as I've worked side by side with my father for almost 20 years now. These are some of the publications that we are published in. We usually get published approximately once or twice a month in a publication. So you may look to some of these to see some of the articles that we're in. We also self-publish a monthly tax advisory, gives you a small snippet of tax information. It's once a month, it's free. If you want to be put on our mailing list, just send me your email address and I will make sure that it gets put onto our email list. And then once a month, you'll see our tax advisory come through your email. Our tax report is sent every other month. This is a paid publication. It's a subscription publication. We analyze the most key IRS tax court cases that went for the quarter. We do that every other month and publish a tax report that can be anywhere from 5 to 10 pages in length. It's a very easy read, and it's very good for a business owner to subscribe to, as again, we're looking at tax court cases that impact their industry. And we're looking at those court cases every day. We pick out the key ones and we write short synopsis of the facts and the circumstances and our opinion of those short ones. So that's what we're doing now, and that's what we've done in the past. What are we going to do in the future? We do not plan on adding virtual workers. We only plan on hiring who or what we know. One of the things my father has always preached is that a live voice will always answer our phone system. And to this day, we still have that, and we will always have that. We are not a generalized practice. The attorney that helps prepare these slides for me asked me, Roman, what do you think we specialize in? And I told him over and over, I said, you know, we really specialize in the small privately held company across the United States. That is our specialty. Anything that small privately held company may need, we should be able to provide, given the fact that we are attorneys, we have CPAs on staff, we have the real estate background. Valuations has always been a key. We have a much more streamlined process to evaluation. If you are a business owner and you need a valuation, this can be handled in 6 weeks. If anyone tells you it takes more than 6 weeks, they are mistaken. We can get a valuation done in 6 weeks' time if we are given the proper information. Guard your technology. That's the future here at the center. We are expanding our practice into the trademark area. We have done a considerable amount of trademark work, and we continue to help our clients guard their technology. Social media, our Facebook page is much more active. Our website is much more active. Look for those pages to have a wealth of information in the future, in addition to whatever other social media pages that we can help educate our clientele, our customers, and our network of people. And education, as we're doing here with the next series of these webinars, we hope to educate you. Even though they're short, they're free, they're 15 minutes, we hope to share some of our knowledge with you across the country as far as the education goes. The internet has opened up a whole area, again, for federal practice. We talked about this. We talked about the trademarks. We have helped with patents. We have assisted with co-counsel with patents across the United States. We're involved in our 3rd or 4th patent at this time now. Federal level litigation seems to be a growing area of our firm as well. It's an offshoot of helping companies across the US. They may say, hey, I've got an issue with a company in California. I'm located in New York. What can we do? You know, one of the things our firm does is we can step in and look to the federal courts for resolution of the matter. And then finally, quarterly planning and a concierge service. This is something that's come up with a couple of my clients, and it's been most advantageous. In fact, if you think this is something that you want to do and you want a referral from me for one of our clients, all you have to do is ask. I will give you the name and number of the client, and you're welcome to contact them and talk to them about the quarterly planning that we do. Once a quarter, we meet with our client. It's just usually a telephone conversation, but we have our accounting staff on the phone. We have our legal staff on the phone. We look at the quarterly financial statements of the company. We analyze those quarterly financial statements. What did the company do over the quarter? What do they need to do to plan for the next quarter? What are we planning for the end of the year? By the end of the year, the tax return and the financial planning is so simple, and there should be no reason, if you're involved in part of our quarterly planning, that we shouldn't be able to file a tax return on time. It has worked out phenomenally for some of our clients, and I'm hoping to continue that practice with others. Very much so becoming a concierge service for our clients, where our clients know if they pick up the phone and call us, or if they want to schedule a time to talk with us or a time to meet with us, that they're going to be able to do that. And we're going to be able to act as a concierge to them. Thank you for listening in. Looking forward to our next webinar. It'll be the last Tuesday of every month. And the next webinar is going to cover the new rules on salaried employees. Have the rules been passed? When are they effective? And are there any regulations or any analyses yet in place that can help our business owners across the country? Thank you, everyone, for attending, and look forward to talking with you next time.